On this week's edition of the News at Rider, Rosetta Stone software is now being made accessible to students and faculty free of charge, making it easier than ever to learn a second language.
And Senators Obama and Clinton host events across the state of Pennsylvania before the state's primaries.
Stay tuned for the News at Rider. Campus elections for the upcoming school year are taking place on April 3rd. I had a chance to talk with students about just that. At this week's Senate meeting, student candidates running for office on campus debated one final time before Election Day. With elections right around the corner, I wanted to find out just how prepared students on Rider's campus are for the upcoming election. I asked the students if they knew what was going on with the SGA elections, where they are, when they are, and this is what they told us.
In the gym?
It's Thursday in the Kavala room, I believe.
Honestly, I have no idea about anything.
They are Thursday from, I believe, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. in SRC.
I asked students if they knew who was running.
Heard a couple names, but nothing really that stood out too much for me.
I only know one, Danielle.
If I had a list, I would know who, but I'm not sure exactly right now.
I could name Lawson.
Cindy Lawson? No, I don't even know if that's her real name.
I know Lawson. I know Mitch. I knew some other ones, but I forgot right now. I don't know right now.
Students told me what they were looking for in a good candidate.
Leadership and charisma.
Determination and caring.
Somebody who's going to represent our school really well. Somebody who's going to stand by their word.
Someone who can relate well to the other students.
Charisma, because that's all you need, right?
I want a candidate that's just going to do something. A lot of people, they just want to be like president or the vice president. They just want to have the title, but I want somebody to have the title and use their power to make everybody have a better experience.
Who are you going to vote for?
I believe I will vote for Brian Palauco for president.
I'm not going to say.
Lawson.
I'm going to keep that secret right now. I'm going to keep that to myself.
What changes would students like to see around campus?
More fun.
Parking.
The potholes around campus.
I want to see better housing.
We need different kinds of cereal. We need a lot of things.
From Daly's Dining Hall, this has been Kelly Dixon, Channel 20, News at Rider. The mood of a university's campus largely depends on its students and different events that take place. Gina Grasso has more.
The whole Gary situation, that's a day that I'll never forget.
Gary DiVerselli, a Rider student and brother of Phi Kappa Tau, was transported to the hospital March 29, 2007, due to excessive drinking, and was pronounced dead the next day.
It's still to this day, which is like a year after, it's still to this day, it's really hard to describe like exactly what we went through, because it's one of those type of events where you had to be there to know and understand, if you get what I mean. And just being there, it's still a situation where it's just like unreal. Like, we can't even believe it ourselves. We look back and we're like, we lost a brother that day.
After the death, the university went through efforts to alter both Greek life and the alcohol policy.
We looked at a consistency issue of what kinds of things were allowed to be going on in the residence halls and what kinds of things were allowed to be going on in the fraternities, and we pulled those a little bit closer together.
They did this by adding monitors to the Greek houses.
We put some house directors in all of the buildings, and the intention there was one of oversight, to make sure that we were giving the same level of oversight to fraternities and sororities that the residence halls have.
Rider students seem to have mixed feelings concerning these changes.
Administration, I don't fully agree with everything they did. Like, one major step they took was trying to change like a lot of the alcohol policies and whatnot and the different tiers. And they may have thought that it worked out well, but that's only short run. If you look at it in the long run, it turned out to be a bad policy.
I think the policies definitely need to be stricter. Like, people are getting away with stuff all the time. But the policy itself, I think, the changes that were made were good changes.
Along with the incident, these alterations also helped to change the mood of the campus.
The campus did turn around a whole lot. Last year, you can see the whole mood. It was just it was a lot happier to be here. Like, granted, you still had people who went home on weekends, but for the most part, it was always something to do. You could always go and you can like party or chill with people. Now, when you're here, you just get that sense where it's just like, for what? I mean, why am I really here? What am I doing? Like, I'm gonna just go home.
I think everybody's a little bit more touchy about stuff, related to alcohol and things like that. I think it's been almost long enough that people have started to get over it. Obviously, everybody who knew him still misses him and things like that, and people are still touched by the tragedy. But I wouldn't say the mood is as down as it was previously. Like earlier in the year, last semester, it was a lot more tense and things like that. But I think it's improved.
Bagley explained that she thought DeVerselli's death helped the campus realize what Greek life really stands for.
It was kind of an eye-opening and enlightening, if you will, experience. One of the things that I think the fraternities and sororities are starting to understand, and of course change takes time, but I think they're starting to understand the real inherent purpose of fraternities and sororities, and it was never intended to be just one big party. It was intended to be organizations that, people could become a part of to have a well-rounded college experience.
According to Graham, it was never about the party.
From the outside looking in, you may view it as, oh yeah, I'm gonna go Greek because all they do is party. It's just party, party, party. That's definitely not what Greek life was about. Greek life on this campus, you're a family. When you pledge, no matter who you pledge, you're a family. Like, you look out for each other, you have each other's backs. You may only see the party aspect of it because of certain movies that may have come out, like Animal House and whatnot. So you think, oh, Greek life is nothing but a party. But once you're Greek, you then understand we do a lot of different community service activities. We try to better the campus. We go out, we work with middle schools and whatnot to try and get younger kids to college.
Only the individuals in the Phi Kappa Tau house really know what happened the night the incident occurred.
Don't be so quick to judge because you don't know what happened. So just because you see somebody with the jersey on or you see the letters, don't be so quick to be like, oh, how could you or whatnot. I mean, take the time to think, what if I was in that position? I mean, granted, it was a tragedy. It was a tragic mistake. There was this whole incident that came out where they tried to say it was a hazing incident, which it was not. But like I said, don't be so quick to judge. Take the time, ask a question, find out. I mean, if you never really know something unless you take the time to ask.
Although an unfortunate event, the death of Gary DeVerselli and Rider's Phi Kappa Tau fraternity chapter helped mold the university into the campus it is today. This has been Gina Grasso reporting for Channel 20 News at Rider.
More information about the incident and modifications to the policy can be found on Rider's website.
Rider's National Broadcast Society travels coast to coast, winning 4 first-place awards at the National Undergraduate Student Electronic Media Competition. I had the opportunity to speak with some of the NBS members about their experience at the convention.
For the second time in a row, Rider's National Broadcast Society has come home with more than 1 first-place award. Over the break, Rider NBS members collected a total of 4 out of 6 place awards at the 45th National Undergraduate Student Electronic Media Competition in Anaheim, California. The categories that Rider students won were Public Affairs, the Video and Audio category for On the Issues with Nicholas Balsi, and the Aquafresh Extreme Clean Spin the Bottle in the commercial categories. Rider also received honorable mention for the shows What's Shaking and MIA Music Interview Affairs. After the convention, I had the opportunity to speak with the NBS members.
What I learned from the National Broadcasting Society convention is that a lot of different things. First of all, it was a great experience for me and my fellow students to participate in a variety of different seminars, events, things like that. And I think it'll prepare us a lot for the future.
I had a great time. I think I got a lot more out of it than I thought I was gonna. I found the professional things a lot more interesting than I thought I was going to. It got me really excited to go out and actually find a job. And it got me, I came home and I got my resume ready and my cover letter ready, and I actually sent it out to a whole bunch of places, and it just got me real excited to start working. So
The MBS convention was an interesting experience for the students who were able to attend, just because we were able to network with a lot of professionals in the field. We didn't hear as many lectures as we would like to from people who work in broadcasting, but we did get a lot of chances to talk to people who are working in news, working in production, whether it be film, television, or just hard news. So that was a great part. And then, of course, talking to other students at the convention about their television studios, their television stations, and everything that they're doing. And then it was nice to be able to compare what we do at our school and, you know, trade ideas and different things, and then take them back to our respective universities and implement the stuff that we learned.
This is Garrett Williams, Channel 20, News at Rider.
For more information about the National Broadcasting Society, please contact Jonathan Schulter via email at solter@rider.edu.
Having difficulty learning a second language? Now students and staff can learn a new language at their own pace, free of charge. Sean Rainey has more.
The very successful language software Rosetta Stone is now offered free to Rider students and staff. With second and third languages becoming a must in today's global market, Rider is making a commitment to internationalization by purchasing Rosetta Stone.
Providing our students and our faculty and our staff the opportunity to learn the languages and the cross-cultural skills they need to become global citizens and to succeed in the global economy and marketplace, and also really to respond to the enormous changes in the American populations in terms of all the immigration that's come here.
Learning with Rosetta Stone is done with pictures and not by direct translation.
Rosetta Stone teaches the same way that you yourself and students themselves learn their first language. We use a method called dynamic immersion, which means that the meaning of what you're learning in the language actually is driven by the images that you're seeing. So you don't need translation. All you need is the ability to look at the images, and through the images you're able to figure out what you're learning by the language that shows up on the screen, because you see the meaning of that language in the images that are screen by screen in the program.
The language department is looking to incorporate Rosetta Stone in its lessons plans in the near future.
I would think they would use it as a tool for the classroom, and then I think another important usage faculty will make of it is for the faculty-led travel projects.
Rosetta Stone will have many benefits to students who are going to study overseas.
Basically, they would rather go to England or to Australia, where it's mainly English speaking. What we're trying to do is branch our students out to other countries, so that if they want to learn, you know, in case they want to go to Italy, they'll know Italian. If they want to go to Spain, they'll know Spanish. Different things like that, just to broaden their horizons.
Students and staff can access Rosetta Stone by going to the Rider homepage and hitting quick links. This has been Sean Rainey, Channel 20, News at Rider.
Students and staff having any problems accessing Rosetta Stone can contact OIT at extension 3000.
New technology is being developed every day to help benefit society. Capital Health Systems at the Mercer campus opened new doors to one of the latest technology advancements this past July.
CyberKnife is image-guided stereotactic radiosurgery.
This means the CyberKnife is the world's most accurate radiosurgery device.
With image-guided stereotactic radiosurgery, the CyberKnife, it allows us to treat tumors in other areas of the body, such as the brain, the spinal cord, the lung, pancreas, liver, and we're also going to be treating prostate in the near future.
The CyberKnife allows 300 different positions to ensure that the radiation attacks all parts of the tumor.
We've had very good success rate. The studies over the years since CyberKnife have shown that for the different areas that the effectiveness is in the high 90 percentile.
As well as having such high success rates, this new device limits the amount of visits the patient needs for treatment.
Radiation therapy, the standard radiation therapy, the patient would be coming in over a period of, say, 6 to 8 weeks. For CyberKnife, we're treating 1 to 5 days.
O'Byrne exclaimed how patients were able to come in from work, receive treatment, and go back right after without even having to change their clothes.
We're one of 3 in the state of New Jersey. When we first had our CyberKnife, we were number 30 in the United States.
The Mercer campus opens its doors to individuals all over New Jersey as well as its surrounding states.
We do have patients who come to us from the Trenton area, Mercer County area, but we also have had patients who come to us from South Jersey, from Pennsylvania area, as far as from New York.
This has been Gina Grasser reporting for Channel 20 News at Rider.
Capital Health Systems also welcomed the arrival of Da Vinci robot. For more information about the implementation of the new technology or Capital Health Systems, you can visit their website at www.capitalhealth.org.
And turning now to the race for the Democratic presidential nomination. Senator Hillary Clinton has been campaigning all over Pennsylvania prior to the state's April 22nd primaries. Nicholas Ballasy was present at the rally in the Keystone State this past Monday.
Now, Senator Clinton tried to target young voters today. She says the interest on student loans should be lowered. She also laid out some of her plans for strengthening America's economy.
I'm going to get rid of the unfairness that gives a Wall Street money manager the chance to pay a lower percentage of his income to the federal government than it does a nurse, a teacher, a truck driver, or a steel worker right here in Pennsylvania.
Clinton gave examples of how the nation's economic problems have affected Pennsylvania.
Let's get rid of every single benefit that still exists in the United States tax code for any business that moves a job out of Pennsylvania to a foreign country.
Contrary to Republican presidential candidate Senator John McCain, Clinton says the Bush tax cuts must be reversed.
And we're going to take the tax code and shake it up so that it starts giving tax breaks to middle-class Americans, not to the wealthy and the well-connected and the privileged few. You know, now we're a free country with a free market. People can create jobs wherever they want to, but not on our dime. They're not going to get a penny of our money to take our jobs and send them elsewhere.
In Morrisville, Pennsylvania, I'm Nicholas Ballasy.
Pennsylvania residents vote on April 22nd in the presidential primary election.
Hillary's opponent, Senator Barack Obama, trails in the recent polls of Pennsylvania voters. Actress Kate Walsh of Grey's Anatomy and Private Practice was campaigning for Obama in Pennsylvania last week. Nicholas Ballasy also had the chance to interview Walsh in Doylestown, Pennsylvania regarding her support of Obama.
At the home of the Shapiro family in Doylestown, Pennsylvania, actress Kate Walsh spoke to undecided voters about her support for Senator Obama. She says Obama should not be judged on the recent controversy surrounding his pastor.
There are times that either the priest is speaking either in allegory or in metaphor or is saying some pretty intense stuff that you're like, okay, I identify with that. I don't identify with that. But you know that's your pastor. You still go to church. So I think he handled it beautifully, and people have a right to say. And sometimes people are going to get emotional and heightened. And you know, I thought he spoke really eloquently on it. You know, and it's also a generational thing. There are different generations have different experiences. You know.
I had a chance to interview Walsh after the event. What issues draw you mostly to Barack Obama?
Basically, I think that he is just the most qualified. I think he is the candidate that is the best leader and the best public servant. I feel like he's completely transparent on the issues. He says what he does what he says. He's a great leader. And I think the fact that he's built this massive campaign without accepting any PAC money or special interest money, that everything's been raised from private contributions, individuals that can send in $5, $25, or up to $2,300, and that's been an amazing thing to see the people that he's united and brought together who are truly passionate about somebody they feel that they can get behind for the future president of the United States. I feel like it's a political movement right now. It's very exciting to see the young people out there, to see I've been out caucusing and doing primaries and seeing all different shapes, sizes, ages of people, and it's like, this is what America looks like. It's been just a very exciting experience, and I feel like he best represents what America really is and can be.
Have you been this politically outspoken before?
No, honestly, I haven't. There are a couple of charities that I work with, but I've never been so politically active before. In fact, I hosted a benefit for Barack Obama in LA, and I sent out a mass email inviting people, and I said, I never do this. I'm not, because I always get annoyed at those emails and people are like, hey, come to this, come to that. And so I never do this, but I truly believe that this is our next president of the United States. And oddly, I accidentally sent it to someone on my list. Is a friend of mine who is a member of the GOP, who actually lobbies for the NRA in Washington. He's like, I think you had me, I think you accidentally put me on your list. He's like, but I have to say that even as a Republican, I hugely respect and support Senator Barack Obama, and he's very well respected in Washington. I thought that was pretty cool for a guy who's like, you know, a stalwart GOP guy.
In Doylestown, Pennsylvania, I'm Nicholas Ballasy.
As Ryder's community continues to grow, it ceaselessly undergoes change. With every fall, we welcome new faces. With every spring, we part with Ryder graduates. And throughout the whole year, we see faculty and staff come and go. Steph Chartel has the changing story.
As the academic year winds down, Cassie Iacovelli, Assistant Dean for Campus Life, wraps up her 28-year career at Ryder. Ms. Iacovelli, who was hired in 1980, initially as the Assistant of Residence Life, was certain that she would spend only a year with the university. Surprising to herself and rewarding for Ryder, she has stayed 27 more than expected.
My goal, honestly, was to get a job and get married. I thought I would be here for 1 year. It's unbelievable. If anybody had asked me, I never thought I would be here more than 1 year. So my goal has always been to enjoy each day and bring passion and commitment and enthusiasm, and to know when it's time to leave so that you're remembered for the good and not to have people be glad that it's about time that you left. So I hope my timing is right on this, but my goal was to do it well and to feel like I left this place a better place.
Throughout her career at Ryder, Cassie has climbed in her title. She has experienced the role of both Assistant and Associate Director of Residence Life, as well as Director of Campus Activities. Ms. Iacovelli has advised many clubs and organizations in addition to her employment responsibilities. She has worked closely with Greek Life and is known for pioneering Emerging Leaders, the organization promoting leadership, guidance, and networking throughout a student's college experience.
I'm also the originator and developer of the Emerging Leaders program. So it is through the Emerging Leaders program that I got so involved in Midnight Magnus, because I thought attaching the young leaders to a big school tradition would be a really good way to teach them what it takes to get involved and contribute. And that's why that program is so connected to Midnight Magnus. So I have worked pretty closely with the athletic department and some of the projects to try to boost school spirit.
Despite the many career titles she has held, Cassie has and will continue to hold inexplicable titles in the hearts of students as well as co-workers.
She's become a tremendous mentor, I think, for students. Her open door policy and students just being able to come in and talk about what's going on in their lives and what's impacting their lives, from the academic pieces to their life here at Ryder, I think also to their home life. When they're struggling with things at home with parents or with friends or boyfriends or girlfriends, I think she's been a great mentor and a listener to students. And I think that's going to be probably one of the biggest losses that we're going to feel from when Cassie leaves us, is that we're going to lose, I think, a real listener and a real great mentor for students.
Although leaving Ryder, Cassie is certainly not about to throw away her great mentoring ability. Iacovelli has declared an urge for change, a want to touch the lives of individuals within a new environment, with a possible change in audience focus.
And I think I need a change. It's been a really good journey here, but I always felt like I had one more career in me before I call it a day. And so I'm really looking forward to taking on a new type of work. I'm not sure I'm going to stay in higher ed. I don't know what exactly I'm going to do. I've thought about working with the elderly. I've thought about some nonprofit organizations that I think I could really be behind, some philanthropy of some sort. But I think I just want to change.
Despite her individual career goals, Cassie has shared that she wants to support her husband in his work and reciprocate what he has done for her, her position, and her university.
Change is inevitable as we know it, and although this sad farewell is sure to affect the entire campus, the University Network wishes Ms. Cassie the best in her future goals and aspirations. This has been Steph Chartel for Channel 20 News at Rider.
It is currently unknown what is going to happen following Cassie Accavelli's departure. Most likely, there will be a reconstruction of the Student Affairs Office rather than hiring of a replacement. However, a statement of informity and clarification of the matter will be announced to the Rider community in the upcoming weeks. That's all we have for this week's edition of News at Rider. I'm Garrett Williams.
And I'm Kelly Dixon. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here next week.